Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Questions specific for a given institution or broader ones for all of our presenters are both welcome. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions that's happening as part of the New Jersey Virtual College Fair. So be sure to sign up for additional ones at the same website where you registered for this one. All the sessions are being recorded and will be available in about a week's time at strivescan.com/New Jersey. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters, and we'll start this evening with Loyola University Chicago.
Hello, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight and joining us. My name is Adam Schilling. I'm an admissions counselor here at Loyola University Chicago. I'm going to quickly share my screen here and get started. So I myself am an alum of Loyola Chicago. Did my undergrad here from 2011 to 2015 and work mostly with students coming from the East Coast. So all you out there in New Jersey. So greeting from Chicago. Let's go ahead and get started. So Loyola University Chicago is a Jesuit Catholic institution. We are here in the city of Chicago. Our main campus, the one you're looking at right now in this picture, is on the north side of the city. This is the home base campus, is where most students are going to spend their careers at Loyola. We also have a campus downtown in the heart of Chicago called the Water Tower campus. We do want to offer students that kind of feel of the urban environment, but also offer the Lakeshore campus, which is a little bit more traditional. It's got open spaces, got green spaces. Looking at the community, we are just over 12,000 undergraduate students for a total enrollment of about 17,000 with our graduate and PhDs. That said, it's a tight-knit community. You'll meet new people every year, but we do have an average class size of around 26. So we still foster those really close working relationships with professors. Very quickly, you're going to be in classes of like 40, 30, 20, 15 people. I was in a class of 6 students one time, so you get a really personalized education. Our majors really run the gauntlet. We're most known, I would say, for sciences, things like that, nursing and business. I'll talk a little bit more in a second. But we want to get you immersed in different backgrounds. We want you to be out in the city of Chicago doing service learning. We want you to learn on your feet, whether that's through research or an internship or things like that. So we have great resources here. Our professors are well connected in the city. We have great career development, Center for Experiential Learning. We want you to go get that internship sophomore year, junior year. We don't want you to wait till you're a senior. And we have really excellent study abroad programs too. So about a third of our students go abroad. Part of that is because we have 2 of our own campuses, one in Rome, Italy, and the other in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So we do encourage students once they're sophomores to go out, take that opportunity, take a semester abroad, really immerse yourself in a different background. We feel that really does help the educational process. So I wanted to come back to the academics. We're most known for our sciences, I would say, your bio, chem, physics, neuroscience, psychology. We have our own medical school. We have our own law school. So a lot of students are on the pre-med or pre-law track. But looking across the range, you're going to be set no matter what choice you choose. If you're like me, you'd have no idea as an incoming student what you want to do. You can come in undecided. That's totally okay. We give you until the end of your sophomore year to formally declare your major. So please take your time, talk to your friends, talk to your professors, take your core classes to kind of get a sense of what you want to study further. But our Quinlan School of Business is the best undergraduate business school in Chicago. Right across the street from them downtown, we have our School of Communication. We have one of the best nursing schools in Illinois in the Midwest. I am a graduate of the School of Education, so I can't say enough about them. Social work is the oldest social work school in Illinois. We have a new Institute of Environmental Sustainability that does a lot of great work on campus, focusing on making our carbon footprint a little bit less, making sure we're green. And then we brand new Parkinson School of Health Science and Public Health. So that was open right before the pandemic started. So very timely. If you've been interested in what's going on in the response to COVID, that's a really great place to go. Student life, very vibrant, almost 300 clubs and organizations. Easy to get involved, really easy. You just need 5 friends if you want to start your own club, and you can do that too. We also are a Division I school. March Madness is coming up. Our Men's basketball team are going to be playing their first game Friday, and Sister Jean at 101 years old will be in attendance. So if you remember her from a couple of years ago, we're super excited to see them back on the court, and the team's actually a little bit better this year. So I'm going to knock on wood just in case I jinx us, but those games are free for students. You just show your ID and you can get into those. Looking a little bit ahead, how do you get here? So you can apply for free through our website at undergraduate admission. You can also go through the Common App or a Coalition app. We just want to see your transcripts and at least one letter of rec. If you can send 2 or 3, that's great. But that's pretty much it. We do rolling admission. You'll get your decision probably within a month or so after you apply. And when you apply, you're automatically reviewed for merit scholarships. And that was going to be anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 a year. That's yours for all 4 years. So as long as you keep a 2.0 GPA while you're here, it's very doable. We really want you to take advantage of the curriculum that we offer. The professors here are excellent, top of their field, are really involved in research. They're going to be resources for you both as a student going forward in your own personal development. And we want you to be here utilizing the city of Chicago. It's a great opportunity, even if you're just trying to get an internship, or if you just want to go see a concert or a show or a local band or comedy or things like that. We want you to be able to use the resources that the city of Chicago offers you. So I'm hoping that this has been informative and you've learned a little bit more about Loyola Chicago. Thanks for listening, guys.
Great, thank you so much, Adam. Our next presentation this evening comes to us from Loyola University, Maryland.
Hi there, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Rebecca Vincent. I am an admission counselor at Loyola University, Maryland. So another Loyola, not to be confused with Loyola University, Chicago. There are actually 4 Loyola universities in the country. Each one is distinct, so they are all separate from one another. We are connected in our Jesuit mission, so that's something that we do have in common. But I work primarily with students from northern and central areas in New Jersey, so I probably have a lot of you folks. I should mention I'm a Loyola Maryland alum, so I graduated from Loyola in 2020, so pretty freshly out of the student experience. And after today, I am happy to answer any questions that you all may have about Loyola, and I'll drop my info in the chat as well. But a quick overview of Loyola University, Maryland for you. We are located in the beautiful city of Baltimore, Maryland. One of the really nice things that you can see about our campus right here is that there is a lot of green space. The quad, the academic quad, is kind of the center of our campus. That is projected right behind me right here. So definitely a lot of green space. That is why we're called the Evergreen Campus here in Baltimore. Lots of trees around. The nice thing though is that we are about 15 minutes away from the heart of Baltimore City. So our students still have access to all of the great amenities of the city of Baltimore. We're finding a lot of our students are actually going out to get internships, get research experience, all of that good stuff in the city of Baltimore. About 80% of our students will actually have some kind of real world experience in Baltimore before they graduate from Loyola University, Maryland. And a lot of our students, even though they're coming from out of state, even though they're coming from different places, will actually choose to stay in Baltimore after they graduate. So about 50% or so of our students will stay in Baltimore after they graduate from Loyola. We have around 3,900 undergraduate students. So our total campus size, our total student body is around 6,000 with our graduate students, but around 3,900 undergrad. I think it's the perfect size. You know, it's small enough that you really get to know your professors, you're going to get to know the students in your classes, and you're going to be able to make those connections. But it is large enough that you have the opportunities and the networking opportunities of a larger institution. So as soon as you arrive on campus, you're going to be placed in what's called the Messina program. So Messina is this really unique first year program that we have for students. It's not just going to be like a one and done orientation of any kind. It's actually going to last for your whole year as a student at Loyola. So you're going to be placed right off the bat in a group of around 15 to 16 students that you're going to stick with throughout 2 classes that'll be required for your degree throughout your first year at Loyola. With that program, you're going to get an upperclassman mentor who's there to answer any questions that you have, someone who's kind of been through the ropes before, and you're going to get your first advisor at Loyola as well. So these people are really here to help you immediately. That's one of the things we focus on, is really making sure that you are getting acclimated to college life right away. As you go through your time at Loyola, you're going to continue to have top tier advising to get you where you want to be as far as your personal development and your professional development. So we have a state-of-the-art career center that allows our students to really get connected with networking opportunities and internships and jobs. About 98% of our students will be in a full-time job or full-time graduate school within 6 months of their graduation from Loyola. So we are really seeing those payoffs for our students. Additionally, Loyola University Maryland is ranked in the top 2% of universities in the country for return on investment. So we are seeing our students make the most out of their Loyola degree. Going out there, as far as their mid-career salaries, they are very, very competitive. A lot of that has to do with our core curriculum at Loyola. So regardless of what you're studying, regardless of what you're interested in, there are going to be courses that you're going to be taking throughout your 4 years that will really kind of give you an overview of a lot of different subject areas. That makes our students very marketable going into the workforce. We do have 3 schools at Loyola, so the Sellinger School of Business, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Education. You will be accepted to all 3 when you are accepted to Loyola Maryland, so you'll have the opportunity to kind of pick and choose with a program of study. So you're going to be able to do a major in one school, a minor in the other, and so forth. There's a lot of opportunity to customize your curriculum there. We have 45 minors, 35 majors to choose from, 2 pre-professional programs, pre-health and pre-law. For all of those programs, we are really competitive as far as acceptance rates. So our med school acceptance rate, for example, is about 30% above the national average. And that's pretty consistent across our acceptance rates for postgraduate schools after you graduate from Loyola. About 2/3 of our students study abroad. So if you're interested in studying abroad, very, very common to see students do that. We have a program on every continent except for Antarctica. Every major can study abroad, and all of your financial aid and scholarships will carry over to that study abroad destination. We have top 10 residence halls in the country as well. So a lot of our students are staying on campus all 4 years. About 80% will be on campus all 4 years, and about 98% of our first year students live on campus. So very highly residential campus. We have over 200 student clubs and organizations. We're a D1 school, part of the Patriot League. Our big sport is lacrosse. So we don't have a football team, but lacrosse is like our football at Loyola. Those games are always a lot of fun. Our big rival is Johns Hopkins University. They're actually located on the same street as us, and we call it the Battle of Charles Street. Both teams are great, so it's a lot of fun to watch. We have won the past 2 years, but it's always a really great school spirit event for our students. So if you're interested in applying, our application cycle, we have 2 ways to apply: early action and regular decision. Neither of those are binding, so you're welcome to apply early action or regular decision to Loyola. Early action deadline is going to be November 15th, and regular decision deadline is going to be January 15th. Our merit scholarships range between $20,000 and $30,000 per year, renewable for 4 years. We also see a lot of our students receive aid through the FAFSA and through the CSS profile as well. So definitely encourage students to apply for that. For our average first year student, we're typically able to get our cost of attendance down by about half. So really impressive, financial aid opportunities for our students here at Loyola. Definitely would encourage you to apply. You'll be automatically considered for those merit scholarships once you apply to Loyola. So there's no separate application process for that. But that kind of wraps up my little overview. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to let me know. I'm going to drop my contact information in the chat. I'm happy to work with you all. All right, thanks so much.
Great, thank you. Our next presentation this evening comes to us from Lycoming College.
Good evening, everyone. Justin Austin here, Lycoming College, class of 2013. I am the Assistant Director of Admissions here at the college. Been working at Lycoming for 6 years now, so very happy to be with you all this evening. So just want to share my screen here and to talk a little bit about Lycoming College, located in central Pennsylvania in Williamsport. For those of you who may not know where Williamsport is, you usually see it on TV every year with the Little League World Series, because that is what we are known famous for, Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home to Little League baseball. So I'm just going to go over some things this evening and talk to you about what Lycoming College has to offer some wonderful students here. So here at Lycoming, we have 43 majors and 66 minors. Students have the opportunity to pretty much set up whatever they would like in terms of a major. Yes, you can double major. Yes, you can double minor. It's very easy to do a lot of those things. And we're very happy that students are interested in that and thinking outside of the box, because we are a liberal arts school. So that means during your time here, you're going to be taking classes outside of your major to help better suit you upon graduation. One of the great things about our campus is we are quite small. We're only 1,200 students. The average class size is around 15 to 14 kids per class, and the student faculty ratio is around 12-1. The reason I mention those numbers is because during your time there, you're going to get to know your professors one-on-one. They're going to be the people that help you towards the end of your career. If you're looking to go on for a master's or even a doctorate, those folks are going to be the ones writing your letters of recommendation. They're going to be your advisors through all 4 years, so you get to work with them one-on-one. If you are in the sciences field, such as biology, chemistry, those are the professors you work with one-on-one in those labs. For students maybe interested in psychology or business, those are the professors that are going to point you in the right direction in terms of internships, as well as some other great research opportunities. One of the other great things about our campus is we have a Center for Enhanced Academic Experiences. So what that means is during your time on campus, you're going to have the opportunity to do one of three things: either A, some sort of faculty student research, some sort of internship, or some sort of study abroad opportunity. Each major is placed within a specific cluster, and within that cluster is a career advisor. So during your time at Lycoming, not only do you have an academic advisor who you'll meet as early as the summer of going into your freshman year, as well as a career advisor. So someone you can go to for resume workshops, cover letter workshops, internships, mock interviews, all that sort of good stuff. So you are not a number on campus. You are an individual student who we work with. Some other great things too. We have some unique programs: astrophysics, biochemistry, neuroscience, 3D animation, which has really taken up a lot. So students who are interested in like video games and stuff like that. Film and video arts, that's a really cool one where you actually get to use some really great cameras, buoy microphones, some really great some devices to help you create your own art, which is really great as well. Some other big things too: 98.3% of students from the class of 2019 were employed or graduate within the first 6 to 12 months upon graduation. That's kind of a big deal. So students who, want to see results during their time, they are more than welcome to. We are a Division III school, so we compete in the Middle Atlantic Conference. Most of our sports compete in the Freedom Conference, which is a subdivision of the MAC, but some other sports such as football, volleyball, they compete in the overall MAC conference. So we were unfortunately not able to have fall sports this year due to COVID, but our winter sports, our men's and women's basketball team are wrapping up their seasons this week. Swimming kicked off last weekend, and our spring sports are well underway. So one of the great things too, I know everything's going on crazy with COVID, but we have been a residential campus. Our students were on campus this fall, and they are on campus this spring, going to class. They understand, they take the responsibility of everything going on with COVID and mask mandates and whatnot, and the students do a really fantastic job. So I think that's one of the great things that allow our students to be unique compared to most schools, is that opportunity. Some other things: we are on the Common App as well as the Coalition application for the application cycles. Usually for students, we need a completed app, the essay portion of it, an official copy of your high school transcript, one letter of recommendation that we prefer come from a guidance counselor, but we do understand that those folks get bombarded with requests, so we will take one from a core teacher such as mathematics or social studies. Another thing is when you apply, you're automatically considered for our merit-based scholarships. And another great thing too is that 100% of our students receive some form of financial aid, whether it be merit-based, need-based, or both. And a lot of students do qualify for both. So if you're interested in coming to campus, you are more than welcome to. We are open to visitors. And if you are interested in creating your own view book, please scan the QR code below. But if you do have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be putting my contact info in the chat. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully we see you on campus soon. Have a great day.
Great. Thank you so much, Justin. Our next presentation will come to us from Maine Maritime Academy. And before we begin with them, just a reminder that we do have the Q&A widget available to submit any questions that you have.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully things down in New Jersey are a little bit warmer than they are up in Maine, at least the last couple of days. But I'm going to tell you all tonight about Maine Maritime Academy. My name is Elizabeth Allaby. I'm an admissions counselor, so I'm a great resource for you if you're interested. Just a couple things about us. So we are located right sort of in the middle of the coast on Maine. You can see right here. All of our students have access to our working waterfront portion of our campus, where we have over 60 training, research, and pleasure vessels, which is really handy because most, if not all, of our degrees are centered around the maritime industry, and I'll dive into those in just a moment. just wanted to orient you to sort of where we are. We're about an hour away from Acadia National Park, in case you've ever been up this way for a vacation, about 2.5 hours up the coast from Portland. A little bit about us. So we're a very small school. We're just under 1,000 undergraduates, which sort of leads us to having very small personalized classes, 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Your average class size is going to be around 20, but as you get further along in your major classes, it'll probably be closer to 10. The other thing that's very nice about having that small student to faculty ratio is that you get to know your faculty members. You'll get to know their sea stories. They come out of the maritime industry. You'll get to know the different types of companies they've worked for as engineers, as business, logisticians, things like that. We do offer 23 academic degree programs. I'll mention those in just a moment, and sort of embedded within those are 7 professional licensing opportunities, 5 of which are licenses from the US Coast Guard for our marine engineers and our marine transportation students. The other thing I wanted to mention is that our classes are not, or not our classes, but our campus is not just geared for all academics all the time. We do have 15 Division III varsity sports, both men and women's. And we have 23 clubs and organizations that are all student driven. So if there's something on campus that you'd like to get involved in or it doesn't exist yet, we encourage you to go ahead and get that club off the ground. You know, we're a small school, and so we want to make sure that you can have the fun that you want to have. So I wanted to mention a little bit more about our academic program. So we have these 4 primary areas of study. Engineering, transportation, management, and ocean studies. The engineering we've got split between marine engineering, in which you're getting that Coast Guard license, with power engineering on the other side, in which you might work in the energy sector on land, with gas turbines, steam turbines, things like that. Transportation, we have a variety of licenses that you can earn also through the US Coast Guard. So you're getting that Bachelor's of Science degree as well as those licenses that allow you to operate the vessels, anywhere from tugboats, fishing vessels, supply vessels, all the way up to the largest vessels you can think of, 1,500 foot long, you know, ocean going cargo vessels, tankers, things like that. Management focuses a lot on that logistics piece. International imports, exports, and ocean studies is probably the most self-explanatory that we offer, but our students really benefit from having the ocean just steps away from their actual classes. We have a very hands-on education. Almost all of your lectures are going to have a hands-on lab component, and those labs tend to have between 5 and 10 students. So you do get that one-on-one time with the instructors, and you get time actually, you know, getting your hands dirty, touching different pieces of equipment, lines, animals, microscopes, things like that. By the time you graduate, all of those skills are really muscle memory, and that's one of the huge reasons why our students tend to be hired so well right after they graduate. I would definitely want to mention our regiment of midshipmen. So for the students who are pursuing marine engineering and marine transportation, and they're getting those unlimited tonnage licenses from the Coast Guard, those are the largest licenses you can get. They allow you to operate any size vessel in waters all over the world. I guarantee you, you go to any port city all over the world, and you're going to find an MMA grad. So it's a stipulation from the Coast Guard for the students getting these degrees, getting these licenses to be in this uniform student body. Very often folks think that we are a military school, and this is where I sort of want to prove that wrong. We are not. We look like it. Our students are required to be in uniform, but when our students graduate, they become what are called commercial mariners. And this is only required, like I said, for those 4 majors. So about 2/3, 65% of our student body is in the regiment. And everything that they're doing is preparing them for that life at sea. So learning to care for their uniform, you know, making sure they work as a team, because aboard a vessel, everybody's working for the same goal, and you got to make sure you're showing up, you're doing your job to get safely from point A to point B. And we do have students volunteer to join the regiment. Some students really thrive and enjoy that structure. So sort of the last piece I wanted to mention, we keep you pretty busy over your summer. So whether you're pursuing those Coast Guard licenses or not, there's a variety of options, either cruising aboard our training ship, that's our 100-foot long training vessel you see right here in this picture, getting co-ops with power engineering business, internships, business, ocean studies, the smaller licenses, sort of accruing that C time to make sure that you can actually earn that Coast Guard license. So everything that you do is really preparing you for that career at the end of your 4 years here. And we walk you through that every step of the way. In fact, our Career Services Center does a fantastic job pairing our students with these summer opportunities all of the years while they are here. So summer after freshman year, you're either on a boat or you are working for a company all the way through the time that you graduate. And this is really the reason why over 90% of our students are employed in their fields within 90 days of graduation. Wanted to go ahead and mention our different athletics teams. I'm going to sort of speed through because I know I'm running out of time here. And I wanted to sort of leave you with this last slide so you can sort of see we're a very small college, like I mentioned, about 1,000 students, but we do pretty big things. And I really like to highlight that we're #2 most transformative college throughout the US, according to Money Magazine. So really turning our students fresh out of high school into folks ready to be movers and shakers in leadership positions all over the world in a lot of different industries. You can go ahead and get in touch with me either at elizabeth.allaby@mma.edu or at admissions. Feel free to get in touch. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation this evening comes to us from Marist College.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gina Gidelis. I am an admission counselor from Marist College. I'm also a proud alum. I graduated from Marist in 2018 with a degree in public relations and a minor in fashion merchandising, and I'm currently pursuing my master's at Marist as well. So hopefully you will be able to see this campus in person at a very near future as we are open for visits. But I also have some fun interactive videos to show you as well. We are a small to medium-sized private liberal arts college in Poughkeepsie, New York. So I am also from New Jersey. I am from Scotch Plains, which I consider central New Jersey. And so that was about an hour and 15 minutes away. We are located 90 minutes away from New York City by train. So definitely very accessible for our students to go into the city for internships or jobs or research or any really activity that they would like to pursue. And just some quick facts about Marist and about the college. As I mentioned, we are a small to medium-sized school, so we have about 5,000 students at that undergraduate level. On average, our class sizes are going to be around 20 to 22 students, and you can see below that we have a 16:1 student-faculty ratio. So you really are going to be able to develop really meaningful connections with your professors and with the other members of the campus community. One thing I also like to stress to prospective students is that we have 40 different academic majors which you can participate in. And so I like to stress to them that you can come in as undecided, you can double major, you could change your major. When you're applying to Marist, you are applying to the college as a whole. So you certainly have options. I personally changed my major. It happens all the time to about 75% of our students actually. The only programs we ask you to apply into are studio art and fashion design. And then another nice thing is that you will be meeting students from all over the country and all over the world, as we have 47 out of the 50 states represented and 64 different international countries. We are a residential campus with 96% of our first year students living on campus. There's always activities going on. I even just saw this evening that they're doing like a cupcake decorating contest. I know that they did activities like Stuff a Fox. So even in this unique COVID atmosphere, there's still different ways to get involved and interact with others on campus. 98% of our students are employed or attending graduate school within 6 months of graduating from the college. I believe that this is, an indication of our success in preparing our students and equipping them with the right opportunities, whether that's studying abroad at our branch campus in Florence or interning, again, as I mentioned, in Manhattan, or our liberal arts curriculum. And 83% of our students are graduating within that 4-year time frame. So from your first semester at the college, we will be sure to create a 4-year plan with you and really map out all the opportunities which are available to you at Marist and beyond. So here's just a list of our majors that we offer. This is accessible on our website, and I can also meet with you one-on-one to discuss all of our different majors and programs. And at Marist, we have state-of-the-art facilities for you to really gain a hands-on opportunity to gain your education. So it's not just about sitting in a classroom and listening to a professor kind of lecture. It's about going out into the world, as I mentioned, studying abroad or using equipment that would be used in internships and in the professional workspace, or doing research under the mentorship of one of our professors, and really gaining that hands-on experience within the classroom and within the college so that you're prepared for the outside world and for those internships and jobs. And it's really important to note that Marist is certainly much more than just going to a college just to get a degree, but it's truly a community. So whether you get involved in music or athletics, I personally was in our Emerging Leaders program. I went to Alabama with Habitat for Humanity. I was able to go to the New Hampshire primaries with my job with the Marist poll. So there's lots of different opportunities to get involved on campus and to meet others and really find a home away from home at Marist. And so I just wanted to include some deadlines and some information about applying to the college. So we do have a few different deadlines. Our early decision deadlines is that binding agreement versus early action is non-binding, but you have the opportunity to find out a little bit earlier than regular decision, which we're just wrapping up that review now. You want to look at our GPA. We're looking for an 87 to a 93 unweighted. And then we have been test optional for the past 10 years. So this is not a new practice for us. It's well integrated into our review. And so if you feel that your scores are an accurate representation of your academic abilities, feel free to submit them. If not, then feel free to go test optional. Again, that's something you can always consult me about. And as I mentioned, we are open for in-person visits. We also have a variety of virtual programs happening. So I encourage you to look at our website. And if you don't feel comfortable getting out of your car or meeting with one of our tour guides, we have self-guided tours, both driving tours and walking tours. So you can still see the campus in full swing as our students are on campus right now, without ever having to leave the comfort of your car. And this is my email and contact information. So if anyone has any questions for me, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. I do one-on-one appointments with students, and I'm more than happy to answer or connect you with a current student and answer any questions that you have in the college search process.
Great, thank you so much. We'll have time for Q&A at the end of this program, so make sure to use that widget to submit your questions now. But for now, I'm pleased to present our next presenter from Marymount Manhattan College.
Thank you so much, Owen, and thank you so much everyone who came before me for all the great information. My name is Amanda Hudson, and well, Amanda Hudson Neff now, and I am an admission counselor here at Marymount Manhattan College. I am also, like many of the other counselors before me, an alum of the institution as well. So I graduated in 2017, where I majored in theater, minored in creative writing, and I have been a federal work study student in admissions while I was there. And then, you know, again, stayed on with them full time. They just couldn't get rid of me, I suppose, once I graduated. So some quick facts about Marymount. We are a pretty small institution, private institution on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. We have about 1,900 students in total, which breaks down to an average class size of 15 and a student to faculty ratio of 11:1. So lots of individualized attention. Professors really get to know who you are. You know, I even saw professors in the halls that I never had in class that still knew my name. So, you know, it really is a tight-knit community, which, you know, can be very much a breath, a breath of fresh air and a sigh of relief, because Manhattan is busy, right? It's hustling and bustling. And when you transition into a big city, it can kind of feel intimidating. So when you step onto our campus and you're greeted by security by name and you see familiar faces in the hallway, it really feels like you have a home base to report to. We offer 32 majors and 45 minors for students, which I will go over in just a little bit. And for the incoming students, those who are thinking about applying, just know that our first year GPA, the average for an accepted student is a 3.6. SAT average 1100, ACT 24. Now we are currently test optional, and I imagine that we will be staying that way. We were heading in that direction even before COVID, but like the others who are test optional mentioned, if you do feel that the test scores that you receive, are an accurate reflection of your academic standing, then, definitely send them in. But again, those are optional for you. You have the map of Manhattan here, just to kind of show you where our buildings are located throughout the city. All of them are along the east side, which is very convenient when it comes to commuting. So our campus is on 71st Street between 2nd and 3rd, and then we have 2 residence halls. First year students live in the middle there on 55th Street between 2nd and 3rd, which is about a 15-minute walk to campus, and upperclassmen live downtown. And it's about a 20-minute subway ride to campus. So all of them are apartment style living, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a kitchenette. So it's like having your own Manhattan apartment while you're in college. Really beautiful setup for residence halls. As far as academics go, this is the list of the majors that we offer, and all of those with the asterisk next to it can also be a minor, and then we have additional minors on top of that. But, I think a lot of people know Marymount for their arts programs, dance, acting and theater, art, and while those programs are very strong, we also have very popular programs in business, biomedical sciences, communication and media arts, politics and human rights, so on and so forth. So definitely a wide variety of options for students. Career services. So a big thing when looking for colleges that might be a right fit for you, you really want to check in with what resources they have to help you apply that degree once you graduate, right? So it's, not just about in the classroom learning, but, out of classroom experience as well, like internships, as we've spoken about tonight. We allow students to have up to 5 internships for credit. So definitely no lack of ways to build that resume. And the Career Services Office, helps you with your resume and cover letter writing, interview preparation with mock interviews, general career counseling. And, all of this is very helpful. And 55% of Marymount students do at least 1 internship. So definitely take a look at that, because you can never have too full of a resume when it comes to the job search. We do have study abroad options. We do not have a Marymount anywhere else in the world, but this is sort of to your benefit, because instead of being limited to where those international campuses would be, you can really, go anywhere. We've had students go to over 50 countries so far. Clubs and organizations, student life, over 50 clubs, everything from a mock debate team, sketch comedy club, hip hop dance crew, school newspaper, Marvel Club, Mickey Mouse Club. So whether it's community service or just fandom clubs or academic clubs, we have tons of ways of getting involved on campus. So how to apply? We offer a few different plans. Early decision, which is a binding commitment. If you apply early decision by November 1st, that means you are committing to Marymount if you are accepted. Early action is not a binding plan. That's an early bird gets the worm situation. I recommend this for all students. If you apply by December 1st, you get priority consideration for financial aid, and you get to find out your decision a lot sooner than others. And then anything after December 1st, we do accept on a rolling basis, and we try to get you your decision within 2 weeks. We are Common App friendly, and the essay that's embedded in the Common App is just fine. We need at least 1 letter of recommendation, but if you have more, then that is helpful. Your high school transcript, and then again, the test scores are optional, okay? And let's see, financing. So tuition and fees, $37,410, room and board, $19,380, bringing the total cost of attendance to $56,790, which for a private school in Manhattan, definitely one of the more affordable options. but we always want to make it as affordable as possible. So we always encourage you to submit your FAFSA. And then we also offer academic scholarship up to $18,000 a year, competitive scholarship for theater, dance, and art up to $10,000 a year. And yes, you can get both. So say you're an art student interested in animation, you could get $10,000 from art and $18,000 academically, which is a pretty good amount of money there per year. And then of course, any external scholarships that you receive, we will accept those as well. So that is about it. I know that is a lot of information thrown your way, but feel free to stay in touch with us either through email or social media, NYC Marymount on all platforms, and I'll go ahead and throw my information into the chat as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. And you can stay here as well, and we'll bring back all of our presenters as we do have a few minutes remaining to do kind of one last Q&A. And in the order of the initial presentations, if you wouldn't mind sharing kind of what one signature event or tradition on your campus, something that students really look forward to is.
Yeah, for us, we have a yearly event called Colossus. I don't know why they call it Colossus, but it's basically they'll do 2 days. One day they'll get a band or a musician that's fairly well known, and then the other a comedian. So we've had like John Mulaney, Hannibal Buress, Nick Offerman, Trevor Noah come do sets, and then like Kesha came one year, the band Fun, Avett Brothers, and another one I'm forgetting. So just, but that's usually something that students look to just to have some like fun stuff come to campus.
Yeah, I would say, oh, sorry, Amanda, you want to go ahead?
Go ahead. We could go in order. I just.
Oh, okay. Well, here at Loyola, Maryland, we do have something similar where we have kind of a big festival at the end of the year for all of our students, where we'll bring in a musical artist. My personal favorite tradition that we have at Loyola is actually kind of a strange one, where we bring in a bunch of sheep for St. Patrick's Day, and all of our students go crazy. They all come to the quad and get to kind of play with the sheep and hold the sheep. So that's something that's just kind of a quirky little Loyola Maryland tradition that our students really do look forward to every year. You go on your Instagram feed afterward and see the pictures of everyone holding the sheep and playing with the sheep. So it's always a lot of fun.
For us at Lycoming, definitely homecoming. It's one of the biggest events on campus, pretty much like for every other school, but we have some really great traditions, such as the bonfire on the quad, beer and pretzel tent for those who are of 21, and then some other really great events throughout the weekend as well. And another big one, we try to do an annual concert every year. Just some bands that have come through when I was a student there. We had Kesha, Maroon 5, Mac Miller, some other big names have come through as well. So those are some of our big things. And then our campus carnival at the beginning of the school year. Those have done some really cool things, such as zip line right down the middle of the quad, or a giant like inflatable, if anyone's ever seen the movie Heavyweights, where they jump into the water and they bounce people off. Yeah, something like that. So, but yeah, those are some really cool things that we do during our school year.
I would say at Maine Maritime, my favorite tradition is to kickstart every year, the Sunday before classes start. All of our students, whether or not they're getting those large Coast Guard licenses, jump off the back of the ship, right behind me, off the, that side, off the stern. Our president goes first, everybody goes off. For those students getting the Coast Guard license, of course, that's sort of their first emergency training, but why not? So someday they'll let me do it too.
Ours isn't so much an event, but kind of a, I guess, goal that our students have before graduating. So we have lots of groundhogs around campus. And so it's a huge goal of all of our students to try to pet a groundhog before they graduate. Just kind of our unofficial, while we are the Red Foxes, kind of our unofficial mascot of Marist College.
Last time I visited Marist, I was one of those people trying to pet the groundhog. At Marymount, we have a couple, we have 2 festivals a year, kind of like block parties. So we shut down all of 71st Street between 2nd and 3rd, which for Manhattan is pretty impressive. We have to divert all this traffic and all that, but Apple Fest in the fall, Strawberry Fest in the spring, really just kind of setting up our clubs and organizations for the fall. So when students, it's right after orientation and they've gotten settled into their classes, they get to learn about all of our clubs and organizations, and we have big blow up, fair games, carnival games, and great food. And then Strawberry Fest in the spring, which is like an end of the year party. And now everything is made of strawberries instead of apples. But students really look forward to kind of walking along 71st and enjoying the weather and seeing all their friends.
Great. Thank you all for sharing your institutions with us. And thank you to all of our viewers as well for tuning in this evening. At the end of this program, there will be a link to a quick 4-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, just a reminder that this session and all others are being recorded and will be available in about a week's time at strivescan.com/Illinois, /New Jersey, excuse me. Thank you so much and have a great evening.